Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. Today you are watching an episode of Simply Saturday where I'm going to show you how to make a card that is fast and easy. I'm also giving you a sneak peek at some product that is coming very soon. Before you know it, it will be May and the new Stampin' Up! Catalog will be in effect. I am so excited about many of the products that are in this catalog, but I'm here today to just give you a sneak peek at one particular bundle. This is called Fern and Flora. It's going to be available as a stamp set with coordinating dies. The colors in this are absolutely stunning and work well together. So you're going to be very excited about this. If you're like me, over the last little while, we have fallen in love with the color Secret Sea, which is this very dark blue. And Secret Sea is definitely part of the color scheme with Fern and Flora. Now, there are some coordinating designer series papers, and you can see a small sample of those here. We're going to build our card with those. Before we do that, let me quickly show you some other cards made with these products. This is adorable. The little flowers and butterfly are popped up off the page. You can see some of that designer series paper here. When I show you this one, you're going to notice these dewdrop elements that I have used once before here on my channel, and you're going to be seeing those an awful lot. This one is just covered with die cuts, beautiful colors. Again, those dewdrop embellishments. And again, lots of die cuts, lots of layers, and a gorgeous card design. All right, let's jump in and create our fast and easy card. I'm going to start with that Secret Sea cardstock that I mentioned. This is a piece that is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. I have already made a score line at 4.25, and I have started my fold. I'm going to take my bone folder and just reinforce that fold. Give it a nice press, and now I have a clean, crisp fold. All right, we're going to use a white piece as an inside panel. This piece measures 4 inches by 5.25. We'll probably put some decoration on this, so let's set this aside for now. I also have a white die cut circle already prepared. This is from Stylish Shapes Dies. Then let's talk about our pieces of paper. Now, my paper is starting out larger than I need, but I kind of like working with strips this way, where I can go ahead and lay them onto the card, get them attached, and then snip the extra length off. So I have 5 pieces of this designer series paper, and these pieces are each 7/8 of an inch wide, and they are 6 inches long. All right, here are the 5 pieces that we're going to use. To begin with, I'm just going to do a dry fit of these first 5. They're going to go on the card front as vertical stripes. So just going to start laying those on here, kind of get an idea of my spacing. And this is definitely one of those cards where the whole idea is to show off the beautiful papers. All right, so if I leave a little bit of a border at the left, and then I continue across, this one's going to need to slide. So I'm ending up with about 1/8 of an inch between my strips. Let's see how we do as we work our way across. And I'm also deciding if I'm going to tape them into place. You've seen me do that before, where I just want to hold things in place temporarily while I'm getting them glued on. And I think I will probably do that today as well. So let me grab my artist tape. This is a low tack tape. I just get it on Amazon, and it has a lot of uses in the die cutting world, but also when you just want to temporarily hold something in place. So I think what I'll do is leave my 5 pieces there. I like the layout. And I'm going to, for now, temporarily hold 3 of them down to my card base like so, and I'll glue these 2 on and we'll take it from there. Let's see if I've got a liquid glue that's ready to go. I have several of these that I use in my classes, and so sometimes they're more empty than I realized. All right, we're going to put this second one on first. Now, you might be wondering why there's not a print on the back. These were actually a few sample pieces that I brought home from on stage, our recent, you could call it gathering or convention of Stampin' Up demonstrators. And so because these were samples, the paper hasn't been released yet, it doesn't have the two-sided print going on. But what you're able to see here is a really good representation of the papers that are coming soon. All right, that one's in place, and let's get this one in place. Now we don't have to worry too much about the rest of the spacing because we did our dry fit. We've got 2 of them glued down. I think what I'll do is release this one on the end, and we'll get it in place. So you can see that I'm not having to worry too much about them moving on me. Oh, see, this one's getting to the end. And I'm also not putting glue on the very ends of my strips because they're definitely longer than my card base. And so I'm going to be snipping those off anyway. All right, there's that one. Let's go ahead with this one. I'm just going to move my tape there. Now I'm holding this one down. So if you are wanting to make this card design, look through your designer series papers and find 6 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6th that you feel like using, that you kind of want to showcase, and cut those into strips, and then you'll be ready to build your card. All right, we better get a new glue because that one is about out. Let's see how this one that I just grabbed. All right. Back with some glue. This is also not a full one, but I think there's enough in here to get us through to the finish line. All right, there's the 5 vertical strips showing off the lovely prints of this paper. Then I'm going to take this one and go across. I think that that looks nice. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and trim these off just so I can help my visual as I'm looking at the card. I want to make sure that this goes on nice and straight, but let's cut off some of those extra pieces before we do that. See, I still have a lot of glue that didn't even need to get used. Okay, I'm going to use some just regular scissors, long blade. And because there's glue on my papers, I will very likely have to clean my scissors afterwards because they're going to get sticky. But that's not a big deal. We can do that with a little alcohol pad, which you've seen me use so many times for all kinds of reasons, whether your blocks are sticky, whether you're trying to get a little ink off of your fingers, getting some stubborn ink off of your stamps. And then, of course, now we're talking about if your scissors are sticky. And we've almost got it. There we go. Oh, that looks so nice. All right, let's add our strip that is going to go across the card. We're going to put it on right about there. And then we'll trim the edges off of it. At this point, you could decide this could actually go right on the left edge of the card, or you could have it stick out and then go back and trim it, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, we've got that in place. We're going to bring this circle in and just place it right there, but we're going to do our stamping on there. So let's go ahead and do our trimming, and we'll do our stamping and wrap this up. All right, we need to decide what stamp we're going to put on our circle. Let's take a look at the stamp set again. Sincere thanks. You make the world a better place. I mean, we have 4 options and sentiments, and I really do like this, and I also like the butterfly. So let's do this. Let's check our thankful for you. See how that's going to look on our circle. That's going to be nice. It's pretty much going to fill it, which I don't mind at all. And let's get that little bouquet ready. I have something in mind. Something in mind. Okay. These each need a block. And I'm going to be using, I can already tell, I'm going to be using Secret Sea ink. And also, I think I'll use Cloud Cover. And I only have Cloud Cover in a little mini ink spot, so we're going to use that. And we'll see how this looks. All right, I'm going to ink up my little bouquet here. And I've never stamped this particular stamp before. You saw it's a brand new stamp set. So let's take a peek at what this looks like just on a piece of scratch paper to begin with. I do want it very faint, very light. Oh, I love it. Okay, we're going to move forward with this plan. We don't have to change our plan because this is going to work. All right, I'm going to put that right here on my circle so that I get that cloud cover colored bouquet on there. And then we'll come in with Secret Sea and the words, and we're just going to go right over the top of it. All right, bring in my scratch paper again. All right. Let's see how this ends up looking. And if we don't like it, we'll grab another circle and do something different. I think it's great. We're just going to run with it. Let's proceed. All right, I'm going to take this, go ahead and add it to the card right here. Let's pop it up on some dimensionals. That'll give it a little bit of interest. And then I'm going to reach for those dewdrop embellishments, and we'll add some of those. I don't even know what color I want to use. We're going to take a look at them together. and see, look at, here they are, see what we want to use. I'm almost thinking that I'm going to use some of those green ones. All right, let's get our circle in place. I'm so excited to use these products, and this is only the tip of the iceberg. Something fast and easy for today. All right, let's go with green. And I'm going to put one here. I think I'll put a large one down here. And let's put our final one over here, creating kind of a little triangle. And that is very nice. Now we've got that white piece that we're going to use as a panel on the inside. And let's stick with the same colors of ink that we've got. And so I think what I'll do is put that same bouquet on the inside. And then let's get the little butterfly. There's a butterfly and there's a moth. So we'll get that little butterfly. Continuing on with our same colors, we'll go ahead and do Secret C for the butterfly. And I'll do one kind of flying off the edge of the page here. And let's put a second one here. I love this little image, like so. All right, let's see if I grabbed the glue that still had some in it. I've got 3 of them now sitting here on my desk. This was so much fun to be able to use those little tiny sample scraps that I brought home from on stage. They've just been sitting here on my desk begging to be used, and today was the day. There we have it. There is our fast and easy card featuring Moonlit Flora, I think is going to be the name of the paper, and bringing in that bundle again, which is called Fern and Flora. Let me tell you for sure, because you might be making a wish list. I want to make sure, because this is a brand new paper, that you get the actual name. Yes, Moonlit Flora is going to be the name of the designer series paper, and Fern and Flora, if you get the bundle, then you'll get the stamp set with the coordinating dies. Remember all those other amazing cards made with these same products? We're going to be having a lot of fun with this. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'd love to hear your comments or your questions. You can leave something for me in the comment section, and I will put some information for you in the drop-down menu right below this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.